All right. So we are live. Hello, good evening, everybody. Sorry we had to delay this a little bit. I had some other higher priority conflicted meetings that I needed to attend. So, but here we are, and my guest is having some audio issues as well. She will be able to join as soon as that is resolved. In the meantime, I would just love to introduce her, or maybe I'll wait till she comes on to do the introduction. Let me see here. Mhm. Okay, we have her here. Can you hear me now? Oh, you were hearing me. Can you talk? Can you speak now? Still, you're still not working. Wow, that's interesting. Hmm. I don't know what's going on with this. Why it's doing that? Hmm. That's interesting. So you cannot go off of your earpiece without and see if yeah, try that. Let's see. Let's see if it works still. No, I'm not hearing it. It's not working. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Uh-oh. Can you talk again? Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Sorry. All right. Can you increase your okay? She dropped off. All right. While maybe we can go ahead and I'll do the introduction while she's maybe she's trying again to see if she can come on. But this is uh let's see here, the business that I will be share. Okay. Hmm. Let's see something here. Yeah, this and this right here. Okay. Uh, tí ò bá lẹ́nu, ń gbọ́n jù yàn lọ. Hello?
Does it work now?
Yes, it does work now.
What is this? I try to log in from my phone, but I don't like to use my phone. Oh my god.
Oh,
I didn't charge it very well. I wanted to use my laptop.
okay. So, are you using your phone now?
It's my phone.
Okay, it's
I want
okay.
my phone. Or should I go and get the iPad?
Yeah, you can try the iPad.
Let me try the iPad. I don't want to use
Eh,
my phone.
okay, no
Okay.
problem. All right. Awesome, awesome. So while we wait for her, I'm trying a few things here myself while she comes on. Basically, I just want to welcome you to Tis Written episode 5 today. And it's my pleasure to have this woman of God on here tonight. She's an amazing friend. She's been a friend of the family for a long time now, and we've been in ministry together. We've been friends, and we're even now in business together. It's amazing. I thank God for her life. In today's session, once she comes back on, I'm going to introduce her business, We're going to be shouting out our business today. And then we'll go into discussion of the laws of increase, the laws of increase, how you can nurse these laws, for your personal life, how you can begin to implement these laws, obey these laws, walk within these laws to enhance increase, to begin to see increase in your life and even in your business as an entrepreneur. You, of course, your goal, bottom line, is that you will continue to increase, that you will continue to grow. So definitely, we'll look at that, and then we'll see how you as a person, you can apply that in your personal life and in your business. All right. In the meantime, while we wait for my guest, I will go ahead and do the shout out for our business right now. And this is, let's see, the computer is freezing on me. All right. It's cooperating now. All right. This is, let me take this off. You get, all right. So I have this woman of God here today, and her name is Fumi Adeyinka. She is the owner of FAC Financial Services, where she does bookkeeping and tax services for individuals and small businesses. And she also owns True Care Home Services. I will have her on in a little bit, and she can tell us more about these businesses as we go on in the episode today. And for all your bookkeeping, tax services for individual and small businesses within the United States, you can reach out to her on that phone number right there on the screen, and that is her email as well. And on Facebook, you can find her at that handle. So this is Mrs. Fumi Adeyinka. It's been a pleasure working with her. Like I said earlier, we've been together for years now. We've been in ministry together. We serve in the same assembly together. And actually, we were in prayer team together. She was a leader of the prayer team at the time. And right now we're in business together. So it's really amazing to be sharing this time with her today. So without further ado, we'll go ahead into our discussion for today. So today we're talking about the laws of increase. The laws of increase. So if you want to be part of the conversation live, you want to participate, you want to contribute to this discussion, to this conversation today, you just want to chat with us, you can do that by joining this StreamYard channel right now. You can join in and I'll bring you on and we can talk about this discussion today, how the laws of increase can impact you, how you can leverage these laws to cause increase in your personal life and increase in your business. Again, this is This Written, and we are live. All right. So, what is the law? What are the laws of increase? These laws, definitely, we all know that our nations, I mean, our lives, our world, is governed by divine laws. God has these laws in place. It's just like as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest time will never cease. That is, all of these laws will continue to be as long as the world exists, right? And as long as you obey these laws, it has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do um, your religious affiliation, in a sense. But as long as you're able to implement these laws, Of course, having a relationship with God, with the maker of the laws, will definitely help you get yourself aligned with the Lord and be able to thereby reap the reward. But you'll be surprised. A lot of people that don't, take themselves as okay for one religion or the other, they apply these laws and it works for them because it's the laws that God uses to govern the universe. So these laws exist for us to be able, to live successfully on this earth. Now, the law of increase, if we see that the way in all of God's dealings, we know that multiplicity is part of God's way. He created the human beings. He created us. It says, be fruitful and multiply. What does fruitfulness mean? Fruitfulness comes with you yielding increase, a crop. Uh, you see a crop, you see a plant. When you say a plant is fruitful, that means it's yielding fruits. And that means the fruit is plenty. The fruit is many. That means you have more than you sowed. That means you have more than you invested in that plant. So every increase is part of the law of God. It's part of what God has designed us to be. It says, be fruitful and multiply, right? We are to be fruitful, that is to increase, and then the increase should be exponential, multiplying. So God expects that you continue to increase and not just at addition here and there way, but in an exponential way. So let's look at these laws. The first one that the list we're gonna have tonight is not exhaustive. These are few that I've unpicked that I will see that we will be able to cover here tonight. And the very first one I want us to cover is the law of words. The law of words. Our words have the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21 tells us that with your word you can cause life, and with the words of your mouth you can cause death. So how do you leverage this law to your advantage? And that means whatever you say needs to be life. Whatever comes out of your mouth, I want you to, from today on, watch what you say. Watch what you say to yourself. Watch what you say to the people around you. Watch what you say to your business. Oh, I'm in debt. I don't think, with this pandemic, I don't think we're going to make it. That's not life words. Those are not words of life. Oh, how is business? Oh, my business has been struggling. That is not words of life, right? So instead of speaking death, instead of speaking, okay, this let me lay it down this way. Instead of speaking what you see around you, because some people might feel I'm just realistic, all right? That I'm just saying I'm just saying what it is. That will be the argument of some people. But I'm saying today, instead of saying what you are seeing, the Bible says Abraham calls those things that be not as though they were. I want you to apply the same principle today. God said, let there be light. At the time where there was no light, at the inception, at the beginning of the world, at the creation of the world, God saw darkness and chaos. God did not say, oh, it's dark, because that was what was. But God declared what he wants to see. So I want us to begin to be. We are created in the image of our God, and it's high time we begin to behave as such. If God could say, let there be light, and through the utterance of his words, he could bring forth light, so also you as a business owner, as an individual, as a parent, as a child, you can bring life into any situation you find yourself. You can speak life into that business. You don't have to repeat what you see around you. That is what is happening right now. What you need to begin to speak is what you want to see. God did not speak darkness because that was what was going on, but He spoke light because that is what He wanted to see. Now I have my guest coming up. Hey, can you hear me, Sister Fumi?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Woo-hoo!
So,
Awesome.
I
Okay.
tried. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh
You
my
are welcome.
God.
All right, I'm going to ask us to take a break here because I've started, because we're live
Okay.
already. I
All right.
want you go back to introducing your business and you can tell us more
Okay.
about it. And then we'll come back to, the laws of increase and we just chat, back and forth on that. So let me bring back the slide that I have for right here. Let's see. It's amazing. Thank God it worked out.
I know.
Thank God. All right. So I have your business details on screen right now. Boom. So yes, I already told them you provide financial services in those areas, and then you're the owner of True Care Home Services, and those are your contacts. Can you tell us a little bit about those services and how they can reach out to you, your service area, and the type of small business, if there's any specialization of any sort? So tell anyone that will see this video what you do.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure. Actually, right now, for the FAC Financial Services, my services include serving like the small business. And in that area, I do like complete bookkeeping and accounting for them. Um, because most of the small business, my first encounter with them was I do taxes for them. And over the years, I come to realize that they are not doing proper bookkeeping, okay, which I know one of my clients have run to a problem during that time. So I open it up. So for small businesses, I do anything from doing their financial statements, doing their bank reconciliation, I do their payroll, I do budgets, I do analysis for them, I do their cash flow analysis. I
Awesome.
do it for them. And for startup also, some people I help them when it comes to the business formation and like particular area or business they want to go into. I can do the analysis for them, like the cash analysis for over 12 months, over 2 years, 5 years, depending on their projection. So those are the things I do for small businesses, anything, all their bookkeeping actually. And I do taxes. The taxes I do for individuals, and I do the small business tax also for them.
Awesome.
So for the fact financial services, that's all that I do. And I do like consultation also. I do like a even like a family, like a personal budget. I
Oh,
do it for them just to come up with, okay, like you go into retirement, how much do you need to retire in when you are 60 years old? Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
So I do that calculation for them. I put it there and I can let you know, okay, this is what you need and this is how much you're earning. This is what you should put aside. I do that for individual. So basically that's my service. And for service area, I don't have limitation. Like
Oh, wow.
currently I have clients in New Jersey, I have clients in
Oh, wow.
California, I have clients in Georgia, Texas. I do all states.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so there is no limitation for that. And if like for small businesses, some of them maybe they have not got to the way of putting their things in order. I help them to set up their bookkeeping, like set up like a quick book for them. Okay.
Okay.
I set up a quick book where I do all their chart of account for them, link everything together, which I can access and they can access still remotely. So I do that for small businesses that doesn't even have any accounting system at
Oh,
all.
wow.
For the true care home, that has not kicked off yet. It's still in the process right now. So in couple of weeks it should be up, but right now it's still in the making,
Okay.
and we're just going to start the DFW Metroplex area.
Okay. What is that going to encompass? What services would you be rendering for the homes, for the true care home services?
True Care Home Services is going to render everything from non-medical services to errands to babies
Okay.
to sitting to companion
Oh,
to
wow.
to companionship to transportation. You know, it can be for appointments, anything like that. That is what all that one is going to be, and running errands
Okay. Oh,
also.
wow. So basically, maybe you have elderlies
Yes, you
or
have, or people with disability, like, or kids
disabilities.
with
Okay.
disability. The parents want to like take off and all that. So I get a professionals that will do that for them.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
hire someone will go there, they will do all that, or they need transportation, they need somebody to talk to, someone to do their laundry. Also, you want
Mhm.
to do your laundry, you want someone to cook for you want someone to talk to, exercise, or do anything like that. So you have
Oh, wow.
people that will work with you. That is what that one is encompassed about. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So non-medical assistance that they need,
Mhm.
you're ready, you have folks ready to issue those
To do
services,
it. Yes.
will be ready to
That
issue.
will be ready. Mhm.
Awesome. That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. That's awesome.
Thank
So
you.
yes, so you're welcome to Tis Written. And basically this forum, this platform is just when I kind of come on. This is the fifth episode that I'm holding Facebook Live. Now I have YouTube Live, and just come on and just discuss scriptures as it pertains to individuals and businesses, and how we can, you know, continue to grow in our faith as we grow in our businesses. So, some people might be thinking, You're talking scriptures and you're bringing business as well." I mean, it's one and the same. My business,
Absolutely.
I run my business as a Christian, and that's it. So why can't I talk my business during, talking scripture? So it's just one and the same to me. So that's why, from the very first episode, I shout out businesses,
Hmm.
for people to patronize, go to their Facebook, go to their Instagram, and like their kind of promote other people's business, because I'm in business as well. I'm an entrepreneur as well. So, and my life, I've always wanted to promote other entrepreneurs as well. So that's why I created this forum. And now that we've taken the business area, people have jotted your information down. They'll be calling you and all that. Now let's talk about, how do we nurse the laws of increase, to begin to experience increase in our personal lives and in our homes. And while I was waiting for you, I kicked off the discussion already,
Okay.
right? And I started talking about the law of words. And I know, because I said earlier to at the beginning, that we were both in prayer department at one point before you had to move, and I know how, words, how you take words, how seriously you take words. Can you speak to that? How does God see our words, and how does it impact our lives? And for our entrepreneurs, how does the words we speak impact the progress, the increase or lack of it that we see in our businesses?
Absolutely. Word, I
Hmm.
would say, is inseparable for anything that we want to encounter in our life.
Hmm.
I've taken word to be like the base of everything. And Bible said we are created in the image of God,
That's
after
right.
his own likeness. And the book of Genesis makes us to understand that God created us, he created the heaven and earth using the word. He said, let there be.
That's right.
So that's where the word come out from. So as
Hmm.
believers, as entrepreneur, all you need to do is to speak the same word. Bible said we are God. We
Yeah.
are God ourselves.
Yes.
What we profess that happens. So word is so powerful. Just like the Bible says that the power of life and death, it lies there.
Hmm.
And it said those that knows it, how to use it, they will eat the good of
That's
it.
right.
So why not as believers in business use the word? I can give you an instance of what happened.
Mm.
Like at the beginning of the year, okay, because I'm busy with my regular job and all those things, I have three clients that I want to take up, that they want to sign up with me to take care of their accounting and everything. And there is one that wanted to buy a new facility, wanted to go to a bigger place. And she's like, for me, I need this and that. She needs the cash flow. She just wants to know how everything will work and when, how the analysis is going to look. And, everything was in shape and the pandemic struck.
Hmm.
These are three people. I've prepared the contract. I've done everything. Like, oh, I'm going into this. But you know what? I was down. I won't lie to you because there was nothing coming up. And I know the other one, I know there is nothing the lady could do because another one just bought like a new building, is into
Mm.
Airbnb. And she called me that those people that are booked this, they have to cancel. You
Mm.
know, I'm like, I understand. But you know what? I was telling my husband, I said, you know what? I just trust God. And I kept speaking the word. Like, even when others are saying there's a casting
Nothing,
down,
yeah.
I will say there is a lifting up.
Up.
So
Amen.
March wins, April wins. The other lady is a site. This is a mental health facility for this one, and she's
Mm.
like, "Oh, I've not clicked my contracts and all that." Then in June, she just emailed me. Oh, can you send the contracts? Can you email it? I
Wow.
just emailed it to her. That's how she signed the contracts, and
Wow.
I started doing everything like our finance, our financial statement, and she said I retroactive it to the beginning of the year, and that
Mm.
is the power of the word. Because
Amen.
at that time, because they were telling me, oh, we can't do anything now, let's keep it on hold. At least out of three, I was able to sign up one
Mm.
during this pandemic.
Mm.
So that is the power of the word that I kept
Amen.
like speaking over the business, speaking to the Lord. I want to expand this beyond this, you know. And I possess it, I possess my possession. You are not going anywhere, and I see the results.
Amen. Amen. Before you came on, I was saying on that our what we see right now might not be what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Just like God at the beginning, he saw darkness and chaos over the surface of the earth. He did not declare darkness. He declared what he wants to see. He declared light. And he says, let there be light. And there was light, right? So the practical way to apply this one is when whatever is going on in our businesses right now, whatever is going on around us right now, we do not echo it with our words. Rather, what we say with our words is where we want to be.
Sure.
That end state. What do you want your bottom line to look like? you know my account is red. That might be the what you see right now, but what do you want to see? And that is what you begin to declare. So thank you for your insight on that. Now the next one that I have here is a law of sowing and reaping. And he says here there are consequences to everything we do. As Galatians chapter 6 tells us that God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, so shall he reap. Now, looking at the word consequences,
Mhm.
one, I think that word has been like tied to negative results most of the time. But consequences simply means
The
results.
results. It can be negative, it can be
It
positive.
can be
That's it.
positive. Exactly. So depends on, no matter what, these laws are, if I can use the word, absolute. It doesn't care like the words that we mentioned. It doesn't care if it's good words or bad words. It's going to increase it for you, whichever one you say. Just like the sowing and reaping too. Be it bad seed or good seed, it's going to, give you what you want as well. If you sow weeds, weeds will come out, and things like that. So can you speak a little bit into that? The law of sowing and reaping, and how is affecting businesses, how even personal life as well, how we can harness the power of this law to help us to increase in our personal life and in our businesses.
Like a lot of people, they want to see the results. They just like the results,
That's
but they
true.
don't want to put in the work.
Mm,
That's just it. The sowing, to me, I look at sowing is not just, I know, like in church, we'll say sow and give, it shall be given unto you. It doesn't matter what you sow. You sow your time, you
mm,
sow your money, your resources, your energy. Everything goes into the sowing. And we have to understand, even as believers, even as business entrepreneur, there
mm.
are periods that all you are doing is sowing.
That's true.
It doesn't matter, you may not see the result right there. But all you're doing right at that moment is just giving into your business. Which
Mm,
you have learned, you keep giving, which is your investment.
that's true.
So we have to get it. One thing, we want to be successful as believers
Mm-hmm.
in your personal growth. We want to be successful as an entrepreneur.
That's true.
We have to know something. There must be an input for you to get an output.
That's true.
And at the same time, we have to know that the amount of effort we put in into anything will determine the results that will come
That
out.
we get out.
We cannot put in like a small effort. I'm just sowing a little bit of my time out of 24 hours. I can only sow 1, 2 hours. Guess what? And you are there, you are sowing like 10, 12 hours
Mm,
into the same thing. We can get the same result.
mm, mm,
We have to come to the understanding that sowing is going to is the end result of what you are
mm,
going to get in life. The
mm.
amount you put in into your children, the amount of attention you put into them, you're going to see it.
That's true.
You're going to reap it
Mm,
when they grow up or when that time comes. In a
mm,
relationship, the same thing happens. In business, our relationship with God, we spend more time with God. We start speaking like God. We start seeing
mm,
things like God. We start calling
mm.
those things that were not as if they were. Because we have spent enough time, we have sowed the seed
Yes.
of time with God. So the same
Amen.
thing is the prerequisite of any seed that you sow. You have to understand that I'm giving this. This is what happened. Another thing, when we look at the sowing and reaping or the
Mhm,
prerequisite of it, you know, there's sometimes even when we are as an entrepreneur, that's one thing I've I've taken a look at. We might think like God laid things in our mind. We are believers. I believe before we do anything, we
mm,
ask God for a direction, okay? And when we are in that direction, you know that God is speaking to you. Go ahead, my child, go and do it. And it looks as if this thing is not looking the way I want it to look at.
mm,
Okay? You like a farmer that wanted to plant on a field. If the soil is not fertile enough, and
mm.
that is all that farmer got, what do you think the farmer will do? We get nutrients, we get fertilizers, we
Fertilizer.
get
Mm,
so many things just to add the manure, just to make sure that whatever crop that is put there yield a bountiful harvest. So
mm,
are we as entrepreneur. You know that God laid this in our hearts. That means there are work that you have to do.
mm.
I have to do.
That's right.
Then, some of the work might take patience, learning to build relationship.
Mm,
Because in my personal business that I'm doing, I've learned that relationship is the key. Like the FAC Financial, I've been doing taxes for years, but every one of my clients, I got them by word of mouth.
wow.
People telling someone, you did this. It's just now that I'm like, okay, it's time for me to have a website, because right now I'm doing people's bookkeeping, I'm doing businesses, accounting. It's different from just me. Everything has been through relationship.
Wow.
People piss me off. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it takes humility. I have to, you come back. There's someone that has done something like 3 times. If I want to do it, when the lady called me back, I would say no. But I'm building relationship. I'm
That's
building a business. That's
mm,
the hard work we're talking about. You might think that
mm,
that person is not going to yield me the result that I wanted, but
mm,
what are you putting into it?
amen.
But this year we turn out to be the best. She did business
Amen.
with me, like this is the third year, she has, I'm like, okay, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, it's like I should just say, I don't have time for you. But I think
Mm.
I don't do like that.
Mm.
Customer service, so it all come down to humility.
Mm.
We humble ourselves. It's part of the sowing. It's part of the hard work that we have to put into it. That's like the ground. You think that ground is not going to yield, but
Mm.
what do you sow? Like my relationship, we want to have a good relationship. What's the amount of time I'm putting into our relationship?
Amen.
You may look at it out, sister, for me, I don't think we are going to have good relationship because we don't spend time together. It's
Mm.
not going to be the best for me. But do you have time? Do we spend time together to build that relationship?
Yeah. Awesome. Now, there was a quote that I saw that you cannot aspire to be a millionaire and have a work ethic of a thousandaire or 100 naire, anything like that, right? So
Mentality.
you have to sow in commensurate to what you expect to harvest. That is the law. Whatsoever you sow, you reap. The next one I want us to talk about is the law of discipline. Self
Mm,
discipline brings greater freedom. All right.
mm,
Self discipline brings greater freedom. Here we have somebody said self discipline is like giving yourself a command and
mm,
obeying it.
mm.
Being able to give yourself a command and obey it. Now, in business, we know that if you do not, especially if you're self-employed, you have your own, your own business, you control your own time and all that, it's easy to let go and just run things the way you want it. That might work for some time, but the law of sowing and reaping will catch up with you.
Definitely. Definitely.
because because you're not putting in enough so that you can get the results you desire, and to be able to put in the good work ethic that is required to grow your business, that is required for increase, there has to be discipline. In other words, some other people might be, binge watching some program. You don't have time for that.
Mm-mm.
You might not have time for that,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So there are a lot of things that goes around it. Being able to set part of self-discipline, set goals and follow those goals. What are your mode of operation? How do you intend to run this week, your business this week, and be able to follow it? Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, like when somebody or we as individual right now being an entrepreneur, what make us to go in that direction? We want to be free, right? We want to have
Correct.
freedom. We want to be
Yes.
able to control our time, control
Hmm.
our money, nobody dictating our paycheck and all that. Be
Yes.
our own boss. That's the reason, okay?
Hmm.
But when we look at it, that's freedom. Discipline is the key.
That's right.
You can never have a freedom without being disciplined. You want to have a financial freedom, you are
Mm.
not disciplined, you can never have it.
Mm.
That means you buy everything. Everything that comes your way, you buy it.
Mm.
Everyone that asks you this, you give it to them because
Mm.
you have no discipline. You can't discipline yourself. There is no way you can
Right.
have the financial freedom.
Mm.
You're talking about time. You want to have time. You know, You're like, I wish I have more time. I wish I have this. We all have the same time, but are you disciplined with your time? It
Mm,
all takes the time management. You start managing your time well. And before you know it, you have enough time. You have enough free time because there's some things that you need to strike out of your way to have your freedom.
mm.
Discipline, even when it comes to friendship, there are some people you have to determine that I'm not is a no-go area.
Wow.
You have to discipline yourself. People that pull you down, you don't want to do that. People that
Mm,
discourage you, you don't want to do that. It takes discipline. When they
mm,
call you up, what do you discuss about? Is it to
mm.
lift you up or to bring you down?
Pull you down. Yeah.
It takes discipline to be able to do this. The same thing in business. You're like, oh, right now we wake up 2 a.m., we're trying to do this, we're doing all these things and all that. You're trying to go out, you discipline yourself. When you're supposed to eat, you don't even have time to eat
Mm,
because you just want to make sure you be successful. Everything takes discipline that
that's
we want to achieve this. And when I look at it, we can't even discipline ourselves when we don't have a focus. And that's
mm,
where the goal comes in.
the goals. Yes.
We set in a goal. I set a goal for myself for 12 months already. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, by God's grace, I will fulfill my goal. If
Mm-hmm.
this if you still have this, hosting this, doing this, we can
Mm,
still talk about it at that time. I set a goal
mm,
for myself. And when I set a goal for myself, I'm looking at it, I have to be focused. That becomes my momentum, something to
yeah.
move me towards achieving my goal. So as
Amen.
an entrepreneur, set a goal for yourself. Where do you want to be? Where do you want your business to be?
Exactly.
What do you want to achieve? And you run with it. No
Yes.
matter what is coming your way, no matter what the noise are, no
Mm-hmm.
matter the sound, no matter the naysayer,
Exactly.
you ignore them and keep going and keep going, keep trusting in your God. I have focus. I'm not shifting. That is the key. And
Amen.
that is discipline. You
Awesome.
discipline your mind, just like
Mm-hmm.
Paul said. He said he disciplined himself. He learned how to obey. He learned how to be satisfied in
Mm,
every situation. That's the same thing we have to do as believers and as
awesome.
an entrepreneur.
Awesome. Now, when you mention focus, I recall Bob Proctor talking about, one of his clients that he was, coaching and working with, that the man in his hotel room that day after they've gone through the golf tournament,
Mhm.
he told him, "Can you teach me a lesson?" And then Bob picked a pen and just marked a dot on the wall of the hotel room and says, "Focus on that dot. No matter what is happening outside of this hotel room,
Mm-mm.
no matter what the noises are, even if
Mm-mm.
there is fire, do not shift your focus away from that dot." And that takes discipline.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? And that dot looks like is like the focus you have for your business, the goals you have for your personal life as well. And being able to stay focused on it no matter what is happening. At the beginning of this year, we all had the plan, the dot, the focus that we have, right? But
Yeah.
the pandemic COVID-19 crept on. We shouldn't allow that as the noise to distract us from that focus.
Absolutely.
And he mentioned as well, those things could come. It's possible. Human minds could wander at some point, but do whatever it takes to get yourself back in focus. So, to every business owner out there, every entrepreneur, whatever your goal has been at the beginning of this year, or even before this year, and things are falling apart, you feel like things are falling apart, this is a call to action for you. Get back in focus, right? So you can continue
You
in
know
the
what? Let me
yeah,
chip in something. A mentor that I
sure.
listened to said, he said, successful people are driven by goal, and
Hmm.
their goal will become their reality.
Amen.
And he said,
That's true.
and he said something, he said, become obsessed with
Hmm.
your goal. and what you desire, it becomes your reality.
Amen.
Become obsessed. Just don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care about the challenges, the fall down, the mistake you made, something that doesn't work out, something
Mm-hmm.
that you lose. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Just be obsessed with it. This is my
Yes.
goal. I'm driven by my goal. He said that
Mhm.
is how successful people are. They are
Amen.
driven by their goal. It
Absolutely.
becomes their reality.
And be warned. For people listening now, be warned. You will sound like you're not realistic to other people.
Hmm.
You will sound like you're crazy. People will look at you like, look at, with all of this happening, you still want to, focus on that. Oh, really? But you need to stay focused and be disciplined to continue to accomplish that goal. Now the last one, the second to the last one I want us to talk about is the law of use.
Mm.
This one is an interesting one.
Okay.
What you fail to use, you lose.
Scripture.
Absolutely. What you fail to use,
The
you lose. I mean, it's rules around us. It's rules in the world. I don't know if you've gotten credit, maybe stock credit or just a credit card that you feel okay, maybe I'll use it, and then they'll write you if you've not used it in 6 months or so. They'll write you. We see that you got this card because it happened to me. We went to Home Depot. Is it that Lowe's or Home Depot? I wanted to get something. We went ahead and we got a card, and then we ended up did not use the card. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, forget about it. And then they wrote me like 6 months down the line. They're like, you have this credit. You didn't use it. We're taking it away. You know, we're
That's
taking
it.
it away. What you don't use,
That's
you lose. Now that comes with opportunity as well. And just like you mentioned, Stefumi, about relationships, when you don't use the connections you have, when you don't nurture, use the relationships you have to build your business, to enhance, other people's life, to give value to them, you lose those connections. So whatever, like the example we have in Matthew 25 about the talents, the parable of the talent, it will be it might be more fair to say, okay, the person that did not had only one, maybe God should have given him, or the rich man should have given him more, since he felt it was too small, he should just give him more. But no, the Bible says, he that does not have, that which he has
will be
will be
taken.
taken away from him.
Yep.
And if we look at it too, in business, I'm sure those that are in business will have seen this happen a number of times, right? People, when you talk about credit system in the United States of America, people that use their credit more, and of course, they
Mhm.
use the credit more and are disciplined with it, they get more credit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you use the credit disciplined, not
Mhm.
just go amass credit, no, and
Mhm. Mhm.
just spend and not pay.
Then
When you get the credit, you use it with your business, and you use it responsibly, you get more. And then once you have, your credit is better, your credit is good, and you need loans, they will give you, because they've seen your track record that you've used credit responsibly. But as many as are like, still giving to, yeah, credit, I'm not using anything in credit, and they didn't get it. When you go wanting to have credit extended to you, they'll look at your track record. You didn't use your credit, and so they will not extend credit to you. So that is in the business world, how that happens. But God too, all of the everything he has given to us, he gives us our brain, It
Mm-hmm.
gives us our thinking faculty. It gives us muscles, our body, everything. If you don't exercise your muscle, they go flimsy and will not support you as they ought to. But as you exercise them, you see that the muscles will be growing and
Mm-hmm.
you are able to, your form will be more attractive, will be more appealing to others,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Right. So can you speak more? I don't know if you have any contribution to that. What you fail to use, you lose.
Well, just like you have said, even like the
Mm,
Bible said, we look at the parable that Jesus gave about all those three people. When Jesus
yeah.
came back, the one that hid it doesn't have any increase. What did Jesus did? He took it from him
Yeah.
and gave it to the one that had 10.
That has 10 already. That already has 10.
The
Oh,
one that has 10, you lose. You didn't even gain anything now. The one that you have is taken away from you.
taken away. Hmm.
That is how life is. It's an
Hmm.
opportunity. Whatever
Yes,
we have is an opportunity. And like you said, when we don't make use of that opportunity, we lose it.
that's right.
Some opportunity, we may not even have them anymore. Even
Mm.
like in our business, in everything we're doing, relationship, people that we meet, that might be the opportunity, that one time opportunity that you have, and you don't
Mm.
make use of it.
Mm.
Another person that know the value, that knows the law of increase,
Yep,
want to keep on having relationship.
correct.
And that's when you say all these rich people is only rich people, they know themselves, they do this, because they want to keep having connection. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? They
Mm.
expand their territory. They expand their
That
fears.
circle of influence.
They
Yeah.
do their yeah,
Networking. Yeah.
their networking. They increase it. But
Mm.
you that see just one opportunity, you don't make use of it, you lose that opportunity right there. Another person grab that opportunity.
Mm.
So for us, even as believers, as entrepreneur, what I take a look at is God has given us a gift. There
Mm.
is nobody that doesn't have a gift.
That's true.
There is nobody. Your gift, you might be able to develop it in one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us might have a gift of, I like numbers, I won't lie to you. I don't
Mm.
like reading a lot. I want something to crack my brain. I just want to do stuff like that. I
Sean,
can say, okay,
Sean the numbers.
don't deny. Yeah, that's what I don't like. I'm not a novel reader. I'm not like that. But I
Mm.
discover successful people. If I want to be successful, I need to read right now.
Mm. Mm.
I have to set a goal for myself. I was telling my husband, I'm like this. I said, we have Amazon Prime, and they have really expand their library. I
Correct.
can choose a lot of books to be
Mm.
reading. I'm not that kind of a person because I don't have patience like that.
Mm.
I'm reading, I'm reading, I'm reading. I want to deal with numbers, just let it, that's the way I am. So
Mm.
we might develop our skills sometimes, maybe through education, what
Yeah.
you like to do. It
Mm.
might be choose maybe your service. I like to serve, I like to do so many things. So,
Mm.
like I said, is that gift that we have in us. God
Mm.
has given us something. But do you know how we can lose our gift? When we don't use it.
When we don't
It's
use it,
like
yes.
dormant.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose it.
That's true.
Someone that can sing, you have a very good voice, you have done vocal training, you have done so many things, you will
Mm.
lose it when
Mm.
you don't use it. When you don't practice it often,
Yeah,
you are going to lose it.
that's
At a
true.
point, you might even grow old and your voice is not, it's not your type of voice that they need anymore
Ah.
because it's not polished. You have lost that
Mm.
opportunity that you have already,
Mm.
to use that talent. There
Mm.
is talent in us. There is gift that God has given us. And God can give that gift to someone else. You are in a church,
Absolutely.
you're supposed to do this, you are hiding your talent, you're hiding your
Mm.
gift, and there is a thing that God wanted to entrust in your hand. You
Mm.
fail to use that skill, you fail to use that gift. God will raise another person.
Absolutely.
And that position that you're supposed to hold, that thing that God's
Mm.
supposed to give to you, another person will have it. And you,
Possibly,
and you
possibly somebody less qualified, even less
let's qualify.
gifted. You just
Yes,
see you
gifted.
like,
You will be like, what am I doing here? I
yeah.
know better than this person. But you know what? Sorry, the train has left you behind.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
So opportunity it is, and when we fail to use it,
Hmm.
absolutely, we will lose it.
That's true.
We
Awesome.
will.
The last one for the night says the law of faith.
Mm.
No one can live without faith. The Bible tells us in Hebrews that it is impossible to please God without faith. And faith, as Hebrews 11:1 tells us, evidence of things not seen, the assurance of things to come. Now, on that, we know that everybody, everybody on earth has faith.
One way or the other, you
One
believe
way or
in
the other.
something.
Absolutely. You
Mhm.
get in your car. Before putting the key in the ignition, you don't go open the bonnet, the front stuff, and
Check
begin
your
checking
gas.
the hood, as Americans would say. You don't go checking the hood and begin checking, oh, is the engine okay? Is the oil good? You just get in the car, crank it up. That's faith that this car is going to work. You get into your living room or anywhere in your office, you sit on the chair.
Turn on the
You don't
computer.
check, is this chair, let me try it. Let me try it. Is it going to hold me? Before you sit, you don't do that. You purchase the chair from the store. You assembled it, you got it all right, and ever since then, you've been sitting without checking. That is faith,
Yes, of course.
right? For increase to happen in our lives, we need to be intentional, more intentional with our faith, and tailor it in the right direction. And as we can see, all of these laws are interwoven. They're absolutely interwoven. We're talking about, being focused, being disciplined to be focused on our goal. It will take faith to continue to be focused on that goal so that we can get to our destination. We talk about, the law of use. If you don't believe you have it, you won't use it, right? And so that the faith ties everything together. As soon as you understand, okay, this is an opportunity, you have to have the faith that yes, this opportunity is going to yield increase to me before you before you take it up and take advantage of it. So faith goes, it rules our lives, as a matter of fact. Now, for Christians entrepreneur, that is even much more powerful because now we have
The
our
power of faith.
God, the power of the faith in working in our favor. We are
Absolutely.
able to use, combine what we have in the natural with what God already has for us when it comes to ask whatever in my name and I will give it to you, right? We've guess we've been hearing a lot of people talking about law of attraction and things like that. Some of them are not even Christians,
Hmm.
but it works for them. Then how much more we that are Christians, that you can, set your focus on what God has for you. This is what God has for you. You set your focus on it and be able to achieve it. So, in maybe a sentence or two, what can you tell our viewers today? How may we apply this word of faith, law of faith, or in general about the laws of increase?
The laws. Even the
Yes.
laws of faith. I know you
Mm,
said some people are unbelievers, they
mm,
experience it.
mm.
Laws are principles.
The
It
principles.
doesn't matter who practices it.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. They are principles of life.
Correct.
The laws are what guide us. And
Mm,
when we talk of increase of everything we have talked about, is
mm.
the same principle that guide us into doing that.
That is right.
We as believers, we as entrepreneurs, when we have no principle,
Mm,
when we have no law that is guiding us, we can't get it right. We can, it's like you not looking, you don't have a guy like a map. You don't know
mm.
where you're going anyway, and you don't have a map. You just
Mm,
know you have an address. You just be going round the circle
mm,
because there is nothing guiding you to your destination.
mm,
You have no compass, nothing pointing you to where you're going. And
mm,
that is the same way the law of all this thing we have talked about, that is the same way it works. They are
mm.
principles of life.
Amen.
So we
Amen.
need to have principle. We have to have something that guide us. There must be principle that make us to set our goal, principle in our faith, in our walk with God,
Mhm.
in our discipline. We must have a principle and a guide, you
Amen.
know. So to my viewers right now, to every entrepreneur, to every believers out there,
Mm,
you need to follow the principle, the guideline, the
mm.
law.
Amen.
That is what guide life. This life that we are living, they are guided by principles.
Yes.
And that is the God Himself, is the Father of law. It
Mm,
said things in principle. There is precepts for everything. God
mm.
does things in orderly. Do
Yes.
this. That's the law. That's the order. This is what you have to do to get this.
Yes.
Bible, you have faith, you will get this result.
Mhm.
You ask, you will get the result. You don't ask, you don't get. You
Amen.
knock, you don't knock, you stand there, you are not going to get it. That's the principle. You can
That's right.
stand right behind me by my door and you don't
Mhm.
knock this door and you are there for 24 hours. Nobody will open it, even when I'm here.
That's true. That's true.
That's the principle of life.
That's true.
So let's follow the principle and let's see how this laws, how this principle will work in our favor
Mm,
in every aspect of our life, because every
mm.
aspect of life, they are guided by principles
Amen.
and laws.
Amen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I've enjoyed our time together, and I hope our viewers did as well, or they will too, because they will continue to watch this. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. If you want to share it, you can go ahead and do and all that. So it's amazing. Again, here is my sister's business. You please patronize her. If you have a small business, she is here for you. And just mention, oh, I saw you on T's written episode, and I would love for you to take care of my business. So, and she would definitely take care of that for you. And True Care Home Services is going to be launching in a few weeks. So, if you have anyone that needs those services, non medical assistance, please reach out to her as well. Book her in advance. Let her know you are ready for her. Like her mother is ready.
Yeah.
And call her into action. Like, yes, let's begin this, right? So please reach out to her. So I really appreciate your time, Stephanie. God bless
Thank
you.
you so much for
Thank
having me. I
you.
truly appreciate
Anytime.
it.
You are
Thank you.
welcome.
All right.
And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, we are business partners too with the I Am Mastery Academy. We are
Yay.
absolutely
We
we
are
are
working. Ah.
so as many as would, because this is the time to begin to build generational wealth. We can't wait. And
Absolutely.
this is an opportunity that is giving us that, that option to be able to do that. At the beginning of this segment, we talked about, freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, being able to set, your generations financial well-being, set it from now. So when they get there, they will remember you that, oh, my great 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 grandmother, my great 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 grandfather, is because of him or her that I'm enjoying this world today. So this opportunity, this the I Mastery Academy is teaching us the skill to be able to make money in the largest financial market in the world.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
It's
So if you want to hear
amazing.
more about it, please reach out to me, reach out to her. You have our details earlier, and she can, we're on the same team. She can put you through, and we can, continue to make our world better and continue to pursue financial freedom and financial and time freedom for ourselves. So again, this written, and as long as God says it, I believe it, that settles it. So I'll see
Yeah.
you next time. God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.